Good day everyone. Today we are going to talk about the TASM, and I have prepared different tasks that we need to perform later on and a learning outcome that we need to target. So let us see what are the things that I'm going to discuss for today. So after this video, you will be able to first know what TASM and assembly language is, know the different tools to be used, and then the steps in saving a TASM file, the steps in creating a TASM program, the ASCII codes, the parts of a TASM program, and lastly, we have the basic function commands in TASM, or the things that we need to do on how to run the TASM program. Okay, the different tasks that we need to do are the following. To display a character, we can also display one or more characters. To display a number, display character with spaces, and how to insert next line, how to add color on the characters, how to display emoji on TASM, how to add color or colors on the emoji, and how to make your character blink. Okay, and then lastly, I will be showing you also the different sample outputs after performing all of the tasks given. Okay, so let's start by discussing first what is a TASM. So when we say TASM, or the turbo assembler, is a computer assembler developed by Borland, which runs on and produces code for 16 or 32-bit DOS or Microsoft Windows. And when we say assembly language, it is often abbreviated by the term ASM or ASM. It is any low-level programming language which contains the same instructions as a machine language. So we all know that the machine language is the only language that a computer understands. But the instructions and variables have names instead of being just numbers. So that is the assembly language. So programs written in high-level languages, which has an example just like Java programming language, C#, and the VB.NET, are translated into assembly language or the machine language by a particular compiler. So in short, an assembly language is a programming language that can be used to directly tell the computer what to do. And it can only be used to do the simple tasks that a computer can understand directly. So that is the difference between a TASM and assembly language. So may we repeat, when we say TASM, it also pertains to turbo assembler, and the assembly language is often abbreviated by ASM or ASM. Okay, so may we proceed? So here are the different tools that we need to use. We have the TASM 1.4 in order for our output to be displayed. We need to install this one on our computers. So if you don't have any installer yet, just leave a comment and I will send you a link where you can download this particular installer. And then of course, we only need a notepad, no, in order to write our codes or our TASM codes, and then we will run it on our TASM 1.4 application. Okay, so our notepad will be our editor. So all of the computers that we have now has a notepad, so we don't have any problem. Okay, now here are the different steps in saving a TASM file. So these are step-by-step process, so we need to check it. Okay, so we have here different bullets which pertains to the different steps on how to save a TASM file. So we need to use Notepad as your TASM editor, and make sure that the TASM 1.4, which is the software that is being used to run your TASM program, is installed on your computer. So those are the two tools that I've made mention a while ago. The third bullet says that you may save your file right away or you may save it for later. So we have two particular ways on how to save our codes. It's either you save your notepad file or your TASM file right ahead or right away, or you may save it for later. You code first and then you save it for later. So you have two methods. It's up to you which will you prefer. Okay, and then the fourth bullet says that if you want to save your TASM file, of course, you just have to press Ctrl S, just like saving a document. And after pressing Ctrl S, you need to go to Google, to Drive C, and look for the TASM 1.4 folder. So the TASM 1.4 folder will not appear unless you will download or you will install the TASM 1.4. Okay, and then double click the folder and you may find another folder with TASM folder name. So to double check what folder and save your, double click that folder and save your TASM file by changing its extension name into .asm instead of .text, because we all know that if we are dealing with notepads, if you're going to save the file coming from a notepad, the extension name is .txt. So we need to change it to .asm. And then you should also change the save as type from text documents to all files. So for example, the file would be just like this one, myprogram.asm or activity 1.asm, and after that you may continue on constructing your TASM program. In order for us to have a visualization of the different tasks, I have a screenshot here. So here is our notepad, and then for example, I already discussed two methods on how to save them. It's either you type your code first, or you save the file, or you save the notepad. Okay, the notepad first. So here is the notepad. For example, you need to, or you want to save it first. Okay, after pressing the Ctrl S command, you need to go to local disk C. It's here. Okay, we have the, it was encircled. Go to local disk C, and then you will find the TASM 1.4 folder. So you need to double click that folder, and then inside that folder you will find the TASM folder. So double click that again, and after that you go here. You must change the save as type into all files. So for example, the name of your file is my first program. So you need to put the file name, and then do not forget to put .asm. So I'm going to show you later on how to save a file in order for us to have more understanding with this one. But as you can see, the different steps on how to save our file is very simple. You just have to save your file from notepad, go to local disk C, go to TASM 1.4, go to TASM, and save. Change the save as type from text document to all files, and then change the file name. You do not forget to put .asm on the right side of your file name. So those are the things, or those are the steps on saving our TASM file. Okay, so now let's proceed to the steps in creating a TASM program. So basically, before creating a TASM program, make sure that you familiarize yourself on the ASCII codes, or the different ASCII codes. When you say ASCII codes, these are American Standard Code. It stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange, and it is a character encoding standard for electronic communication. So basically, ASCII codes represent text in computers, telecommunications equipment, and other devices. You have to take note that in order for you to create a program, you should at least know the different characters that are available and its hexadecimal counterparts. Okay, for us to know the different characters under the ASCII codes, I have here a table which can be our basis for the different characters that we can display later on. No, we have here conversions of the different values. We have for decimal, we have for hexadecimal, we also have for octal, and of course represented by red colored font. So we have here the car or the character. So here, on this column, here are the different characters that you can use later on in order for you to display a particular character. So as you can see, it is the combination of different symbols of spaces, different numbers, just like that, something like that. And then we also have big letters or the uppercase alphabets, and then we also have lowercase and other symbols. As you can see, these are the different symbols that you can also see on your keyboard. And what we are going to use later on will be the hexadecimal counterpart, these numbers. For example, we have big letter A. It is being represented by 41 as the hexadecimal value. B, big letter B, is 42. Okay? Something like that. And then, for example, we have this space which is being represented by number 20. So you need to familiarize yourselves first on the ASCII table and of course on the different characters that are available here. So this will be our basis. Okay? So let's proceed. So here are, to understand it better, we have here the different parts of a TASM program. Okay, so here we have the .model small, .code, .stack 100, and then start, mov AH, 02H, mov CL, 41H, mov DL, CL, in 21H, in 27H, and end start. So I'm going to discuss the different parts. The parts that I included here are those parts that I already translated them into for us to understand it better. No? I just use simpler terms for it. So here on the .model, it pertains to a directive, specifies the size of the memory the program needs. Okay, so the maximum program size that we need is 64K. So that is for that model. And the small means all the memory block overlaps one another. So that is that is the function of the model and the small. And we also have the .code, which is a placeholder for start of data segment. And then when we say segment, it is used to contain a particular or a specific data. And then we also have the stack 100, which is a location stack. And then we also have the start and then colon, which is a placeholder for start of data segment. And then when we say stack, it is an array-like data structure in the memory in which data can be stored and removed from a location. Okay, let's move on. We also have the mov. When we say mov, it is an assembly language instruction and is the most important because it moves data from one location to another, thus using the term mov. And then we also have the AH. So the AH is for reading a character from standard input. Then the 02H here is for writing character to standard output. So they differ here. The AH is to read, and then the 02H is for writing a character. And then we also have CL, which means a cursor on the bottom line. And then the 41H here is it represents the capital letter A in hexadecimal. So I've already I've shown you already the different characters under the ASCII codes, and then the number 41 on the hexadecimal or hexadecimal counterpart represents a big letter A or capital letter A. And then we also have the DL. Okay, the DL is the character to write or print. And lastly, we have read character in standard input. Okay, so those are the different parts of a TASM program, and I forgot to mention the last two lines. So the in 27H will be for termination, and then the end start will be the end of the program. Okay, so that is the complete parts of a TASM program. So they are all, or they are equally important to our program. So if ever you forgot to include something just in one line of code, or just a letter, just for example this one, that code you forgot to put E, it will not run. It will encounter an error later on if you will evaluate them. Okay, so those are the different types. So we also have here example that was given, that was being explained here on the different parts of a TASM program. Example that we need to type. Okay, I already typed the code for this one. It's here. Okay, I already typed them. So may I just show you how to save the file in real time. So I'm just going, I will just have to press Ctrl S, and then go to local disk C. I will look for the TASM 1.4 folder, double click it, and then go to TASM, and I will change the save as type into all files, and then I am going to type the file name. So for example, our file name is first. So I will also include the .asm as the extension, and then click save. So this file is already saved on our TASM folder. Okay, it's okay if you will not close this one, because if you would like to end, and one more thing, if you would like to add codes here, for example, you make changes on this particular file, as you can see, there is an asterisk at the top of the notepad. All you have to do is press Ctrl S, so that the progress, or the things, the updates that you included on the notepad will be saved. Okay, so we will run it later. Let us just look at the basic function commands of TASM. So these basic commands, or basic function commands, are used to run the particular program. Okay, we have here, it says that you take note, before applying the basic function commands on TASM, make sure that you already saved your TASM file on the TASM folder. So a while ago, we already saved our files on the TASM folder. So you need to open your TASM 1.4 application. So here is the logo. It's just like a logo for Apple, and if you would like to open it, you can open it by clicking your Windows key and typing TASM. It will show on the search engine, or the search box. Okay, so upon clicking the TASM 1.4 application, this user interface, or this window, will pop up. Okay, so this is just similar to our command prompt, wherein the user interface is just as simple as this one. It's a black and white, but if you would like to change the color later on, you can also change them, but preferably we should use this the default design for the DOS box, or the TASM 1.4. So as you can see, we have here the path. Okay, so it will start at drive C, and then it recognizes the file folder, which is TASM. Okay, after opening the TASM file, or the TASM 1.4 application, here are the things that we need to do. So for compiling, you are going to type the following. You make use of the word TASM first, space, and the file name and the extension name of your file. So the extension name, for example, of the file that was saved on TASM folder is file name .asm. You will write it like this one. Okay, so for example, Lucky, we made use of the file name Lucky. So here the example Lucky.asm was being placed on the path. Okay, so the cursor later on will appear here after the greater than sign. So you will type TASM lucky.asm. Do not forget to put .asm. So if you press enter, if you don't have, or if you haven't encountered any problem, it will show this one. So error messages, none. Warning messages, none. Passes, 1. And then remaining memory. So if ever you encountered a particular problem or an error on your file, all you have to do is to open your file again, and then you are going to debug, or you are going to look for the errors, and then you will try to you compile the file again by typing tasm lucky.asm. Okay? Or it depends on the file name that you already set. Okay, we also have for linking after typing the tasm lucky.asm, you should also include or you should also type the following link. So it says here tlink file name.obj. Okay, so here you just have, after typing the tasm lucky.asm, you should also type tlink and then the file name, which is lucky.obj, and then it will, after clicking enter, you will encounter this one, TurboLink version 2.0, copyright 1987-1988 Borland International. So as you can see, the TASM was being created by Borland International. So it will show you like this one. If you executed the different functions on our TASM, it will also create another file on the TASM folder. I will show you later on. And then we also have this one, no? If ever you will run multiple files, you can also make use of your keys or arrow keys. Just click the up and down arrow keys in order for you to look for the codes or the functions that you already typed, so that you will not have a difficulty on typing every now and then. And then we also have, if we would like to display our output after inserting or after typing or executing the different steps or that basic function, now you would like to display your output, all you have to do is put the name of your file name without the .asm or .asm, just purely the file name, and it will show you the output. So here we have the output. The output is capital letter A. So in order for us to understand this better, here we already saved our file, which is first. Now let us see what it will be the output. So I will just open my TASM. It will look like this. So I will just type TASM first .asm and then press enter. So as you can see, there is no error message or there is no warning message. And then I'm going to put tlink first .obj, enter, and then click first or type first, enter, and as you can see, my output is big or capital letter A. So if you would like to exit out, just type exit here on our screen. Okay, so you these are the things, no? It's very easy. It's very easy to run our or to execute our file or our program. So that is how we are going to perform later on the different tasks. So that is the easiest way. So we already know how to run our file or to execute our file. Now here is the code that I've given you or that we tried. So as you can see, the output is big letter A because the hexadecimal number that was included here is 41H. And if we would like to look at the ASCII codes here, 41 here is the 41 under hexadecimal column. You can see big letter A here. Okay, so it's very easy. Now we can also display a number. So for example, we would like to display the number 1. Okay, all you have to do is look for your file, something like that, and then number 1 is 31. So all I have to do is to change the 41 to 31 and then press Ctrl S, and then Go to TASM again. Then type TASM first .asm and then t-link first .asm or obj I should say, and then first. Okay, so the answer is 1. It's okay if you will not close the TASM 1.4 application, just click the Windows button and then it will be minimized just like this one, or the Windows key. It will be minimized just like this one. Okay, and then you just have to minimize the folder. So that is how we display a character and how we display a number. If you would like to try it later, just change this part. You just have to refer here on our list of hexadecimals. Next, we also have here a note. Note, if you want to make changes on your program, just press Ctrl S to save the changes, which I've made mention a while ago. Now, if you would like to display two particular characters, all you have to do is to copy paste these 4 lines of codes. So here we have for big letter A, and then this one, big letter B. It says here that just copy paste the 4 lines of programs and change the hexadecimal value of the character that you want to print. So the output of this program is AB. So let's try it. Let's try this one. We just have to edit out our file. Here, all I have to do is to copy paste the 4 lines of codes and then just change it to, for example, this one, so that we have the same output. I'm going to put 41 and then 42. Yan. Press Ctrl S. And after that, as I've made mention a while ago, you can make use of your arrow keys so that you will not have a hard time in typing our functions. So just use your arrow keys, something like that. Press enter and then t-link and then first. As you can see, we have the same output, which is A, B. So it's very easy to manipulate. It's very easy to use the TASM. Now, here we also have here, just like what I've said, you have to use your arrow keys on the TASM 1.4 application to run the same function commands and press enter. So here, what if you would like to include a space on your output? So on the hexadecimal value of space is 20. That is why you also need to copy paste the 4 lines of codes here. Note that if you would like to enter another character, you really have to copy paste the different codes or the 4 codes, lines of codes here. So here I have I pasted the 4 lines of codes and then I just changed 20H. The 41H, I changed it to 20H. So if I'm going to run it again, let us try it again. We just have to copy paste this one, then press enter, Ctrl V, and then you just have to change the 20H, Ctrl S again if you have made changes, and then just use your arrow keys, just like that, t-link, and then first. So as you can see, A and B has already a space. So let us just magnify it so that you can view it clearly. So here, okay, the A and B has already a space between them. So it's very easy. All you have to do is to check your hexadecimal counterparts of the characters. So may I just show you the appearance if we use the TASM function and then the t-link function. So here I'm just going to open my TASM folder. As you can see, from this file, the .asm file, we have different extensions, additional files for the file. So we have here, it means that we already compiled our we have already compiled our codes came from this one. So if I'm going to open that one, it is also similar as my program. So if ever you have another file, all you have to do is to copy paste it here and then run it on our TASM 1.4 application. So may we go back here. So that is how we are going to insert spaces on our TASM code. Next, if you would also like to denote or to insert next line, okay, all you have to do is to put 0AH. The 0AH represents or denotes next line. Okay, let's try. Okay, let's just change 20AH or 20H into 0AH. Okay, and then press Ctrl S. Okay, and then perform it again. As you can see, my output is now also similar with that of the example. I just made use of different characters. As you can see, we already have next line, or the second character will go to the next line. So that is how you do it here on our code. So 0AH represents the or denotes next line. Okay, let's proceed. You can do it also. So use this table for your characters. Don't forget to use it as your basis. And then we already discussed how to display a character, single character, two or more characters, characters with spaces, and then characters with next line. Now let's proceed on how to add colors. In order for us to have a basis on how to choose the colors that we need to include on our characters, all you have to do is go to your command prompt by clicking CMD on the search button. Just click the Windows key, search for command prompt by typing CMD and press enter. And all you have to do is type color green. Okay, so after typing color green, you can see now the different colors that we may use, but as you can see, it's very limited. Okay, so on the left side, we have here the hexadecimal digits that we can use later on our codes. So 0 is for black, 1 is for blue, and so on. And as you can see here, it says that color attributes are specified by 2 hex digits. Okay, so I will show you now how to put or add color. So as you can see, I already have a screenshot on the different colors that are available on command prompt that we can use here on our TASM program. So don't forget to look for command prompt and type color green, and it will show you, or it will display the different colors available. Now let's now add a background and foreground color to our character. So basically, the ones that we did has no color. It is the default color of our character. Here we don't have any color. Now let us include a background and a foreground. So we have inserted another set of codes that are also different on our present code. So may I just show you again our example. As you can see, we have 4 lines of codes. Here we also have 4 lines of codes, but these codes are intended for adding or inserting a color on a character. So we have mauve AH, 09H, mauve BL, 3EH. We also have mauve CX, 1, and we also have int 10H. And then here we have mauve AH2, mauve DL 41H, and int 21H. So may I just discuss this lines of codes here at the top. So here is a code for inserting a color. The mauve BL 3EH is responsible for inserting a color. The number 3 here is for, or stands for, aqua. Here, as you can see, the different list that I've shown a while ago, the number 3 here is for aqua. So that is for the code, what the code under this second line of code is pertaining to. And then the big letter E is for light yellow. So as you can see, this will be the visual representation of the foreground and color and the foreground and background that was set here on our code. So number 3 is for left, the background color is for the background color, and then letter E, which is on the right, is for foreground color. So let us not forget also to put H, because these are hexadecimal digits or hexadecimal values. And then here on the second lines of, or second group of codes, we have here just 3 lines of codes, not just like the previous codes that we have 4 lines of code. So here it represents the big letter A. So basically the big letter A will be having a background color of an aqua and a foreground color of light yellow. So let's try this one by using the code that was available, or that we edit out a while ago. So let's just say it changed. Let us just type the codes, and 09H mauve. I will just have to remove this one, mauve BL, and then comma 3EH, and then mauve CX, comma, oops, I inserted another comma there. May I just remove? And then 1, and then do not forget the int 10H, which also serves just like a terminator if we compare it to variable declaration. And then may I just remove this one, the space. Okay, let us see. And then mauve AH, and then put 2, and then for example 41H mauve DL. This one, let's just change mauve DL, and then you just have to move or remove that particular line. So may we just see if we have the same mauve AH, and then 09H 3EH mauve CX1 integer int 10H mauve AH2 mauve DL 41H int 21H. You can also apply this one while watching. Okay, so let's try if it's correct. TASM first, just use the arrow keys again, and then first. So as you can see now, the character A, it has now a color. So it's as easy as that. You just have to take a look at the here the list of colors that are available. So we can make use of the different combinations or color combinations. Just make sure to check this out, or to remember the positioning. So here for the left side we have the background color, and for the right side we have the foreground colors. It's very easy. And now may I just show you how to display an emoji on TASM. So may I just minimize this one. Okay, a while ago we make use of the ASCII codes for our different characters, the alphanumeric and the different symbols. Now we also have different hexadecimal values for the emoji that are available here on TASM. So we have here, just like this one, we have 01 for unshaded smiley, we have 02 for shaded smiley, and then we also have shaded heart, shaded diamond. So you just have to base here on our different hexadecimal numbers that are available here on our copy. So here we have an example wherein it has an output of a shaded smiley. So let's just try. Let's just open our file, and then may we change the code also. For example, here we have the code for unshaded smiley. So we have 02H in 21H. Then click Control S, and then TASM, and TASM first dot ASM, and then T-link first dot obj, and then first. As you can see, our output now has given us an unshaded smiley. Okay, so it's very cute. You can make use also of the different codes or the different emojis that are available here. For example, if you would like to use shaded heart, you just have to change it to 03. 03 is for shaded heart. So if we would like to do it like that, or if you would like to display it, you just have to change 03, and then Control S also, and you have to go to the application, and then use your arrow keys, and then there, the shaded heart is now displayed there. Okay, you base your answer, or you base the emojis on the different hexadecimal that are available. Now, if you would like to add color on the emoji, it is also the same as the process on how to add color on our characters. So let us just try it so that we can see how to do it. We have two examples here, no? We have shaded smiley. The foreground color is yellow and the background color is black, and then we also have the foreground color which is yellow, and then the background color which is blue. You have to base here on the different list. So let's try adding color to our character or to our emoji. Okay, all we have to do again is to type mauve AH, 09H, enter mauve BL, and then 0EH, and then mauve CX, and then 1, and then put int 10H. Okay, so let us see. This is just a sample. Let's change it to 02 for our shaded smiley, and go to the application again. Use your arrow keys to navigate the passcodes or pass functions that was typed. And as you can see now, here is the output. Shaded smiley with black background. Now, if we would like to change the background color, may I just minimize this one so that we can see. And then if we would like to change the color, just like the example, the second example that was given, which is blue, all we have to do is edit out the part where we put the code for color. For the background, blue background, we change it to 1. From 0 to 1, go to the application and type TASM, use your arrow keys, and then first. So may I just magnify the output so that we can see it's here. So here is our emoji with blue background, and foreground is yellow. It's very easy to add color to our emojis. So you just have to apply the different steps later on. And then how about if you would like to add color for 2 or more characters with just one set of codes, no? And then uniform colors. So for example, here we have the code that was provided to us. Originally, here we can see the original code is 1, but here it was changed to 2. What if you would like to add color to the 2 available characters? So for example, we copy paste the the two emoji or the emoji shaded smiley here. You just have to copy paste the code, and then you just have to change the mov cx comma 1 into 2 so that it will cover the two emojis. So for example, let us just try in order for us to understand more. Here, I will just have to change, I will copy paste, Control C, Control V. So we have two unshaded, we have two shaded emojis here, or shaded smiley, and let us not change the number 1 here. All we have to do is Control S. Let us see, let us check later on what if we will not change. Okay, as you can see, we have color just for the first character, but the second character we don't have any color because we only set 1 here on the mov cx comma. So in order for the two characters or for the two emojis to have a color, or all you have to do is to change the number here. And for example, you also pasted another set of codes for your character. For example, we have 3 characters. You also put 3 here so that all of them will have a color. So let's see. Let us check. May I just minimize this again? Okay, so the explanation that I also made was here. 1 digit only, so the output is just like this, so that we can have an output just like this one here on the middle. All you have to do is put 2 and then press Ctrl S, go to the application, TASM, T-Link, and then first, and then let us check if it's already the same as this one. As you can see, it is now the same as the example. Okay, so that is how you are going to put colors for 2 or more characters. All you have to do is copy paste these codes, change the character, and then change also the number of digits. So that is just that is very simple. Then we can also make use of combined characters and emoji. So for example, here we can display the words I love you but with no spaces. But if you would like to put spaces, you can also include it here. So for example, here on our first example, let us try. And then the thing that I'm discussing a while ago is that if you would like to add color for 2 or more characters, you just have to change here the number of digits. So it is already 3. And then why we put 3? Because we have character I, the character shaded or the emoji shaded heart, and then the big letter U. So we have 3 characters that we need to put to add color. So here we only pasted the lines of codes and changed the hexadecimal value, thus giving us the output, which is I love you. And then here, if you would like to add a space, all you have to do is to change also the hexadecimal value into 20, because 20 is a hexadecimal value for space, and then also change the number of digit, which is also 5. Why 5? Because we will count the space that was included, and it will also depend on the number of characters that you put here on inside our code. So we have 49H for big letter I, 20H for the space, and then 03H for the shaded heart, and we also have 20H for another space, and then 55H for big letter U. So that is how we combine different characters and include spaces with their background and foreground colors. Okay, here we also have a code where we can also change another example. We have here I love you also, and then the color is being changed, so we can also do that. Here we have different ways on how to do it, because here on our example here we have uniform color. So what if you would like to make use of different colors per character? So here we have color red for the shaded heart. In order for us to do that, make sure to put color for each character. You just have to copy paste the code for color. Okay, and then the digit should always be 1 because the output here has one individual colors except the letter I and letter U, but as you can see, it has pairs of programs. So for letter I, which is 49H, we put 0EH, which has a background of black and a foreground of light yellow. So that is for the big letter I, the 49H. How about the space? So that our space will not be like this. It has a background color. You just have to put 0H, which has a color of black. 0H stands for black. And then, of course, you have to put the 20H, which stands for space. And then, you also have to change here. No, you also have to change the shaded character, color red, 0C. The color is 0C. So the background is 0, which stands for black, and the letter C stands for light red. That's why our character heart is color red. And then the number 03 here stands for or pertains to the shaded heart on our hexadecimal value. And then again, you need to put space. So same as this one, the one that's the second character that we included, you just have to copy paste it. And then we also have the big letter U, which has a background color again of black, and then a foreground color of light yellow. 0EH is the hexadecimal value for those colors, and the hexadecimal value for letter U, big letter U, is 55H. So you just have to apply these codes later on and try to have an output just like this one. So you can have combination of different colors as long as you follow the different steps on how to do it. Okay, let's proceed. Now, how to make your character blink? Okay, it's very easy. The number 8 will make your character blink. So instead of putting number 0 here, or the combinations of the colors, as you can see, we have 0EH, we have 0H. The number 8 that was included here makes your character blink. So let's check how to make our character blink. So for example, here we have a 02H, which represents a shaded smiley. Let us change it to 3 so that we can have a heart. And then change our character here. You put number 8, Control S, and then go to our application and then try it. Okay, and then T-Link, and then first. So as you can see, may I just magnify? Our heart now is blinking. So the number 8 here is responsible in making our character blink. Okay, it's very fun. It's this is how you make your character blink. So cute. Okay, now how about we let our characters make our characters or 2 characters blink. All you have to do is to copy paste. Again, you have to follow the instruction that was given also in the adding of colors for 2 or more characters. You just have to copy paste the character, the lines of codes here. So now we have 2 hearts, and then you just have to change the number of characters that you want to cover. So here we put 2. So a while ago, it's only 1. We have 1 heart, but now we have 2 hearts. You put 2. And then all you have to do is go to the application again, then T-Link, and then first. Okay, as you can see, it is now we have now 2 blinking hearts. And if you put 1, okay, let's just see. If you put 1 there, on the numbers of digits, and if you would like to run, okay, the first character is the only character that is blinking. So you make sure to also set the number of, or the numbers of digits here. It depends on the number of characters that you included. Okay, so that's how you make your character blink. And as you can see, we also have here same code that was given a while ago here on how to make color combinations on our character. The only difference is that the heart here, the red heart here, will be the one which will be blinking. What we did is you just go to the code and change it to number 8, because the number 8, as I've made mention a while ago, is responsible for the blinking of our character. So you just have to change the hexadecimal value, the first digit, which is number 8, and the output will be a blinking heart, but the big letters I and big letter U is not blinking. But if you would like to change it later on to blinking character so that all of the characters will blink, you just have to change 0EH into 8EH. So it's very simple. It's very simple to make our character blinks. It's either 2 or more, 1, 2 or more characters. So here we have sample outputs. These are sample outputs made by my students. We have here Incredible Hulk, and then we also have Pikachu. We also have here Stitch and a cherry. Okay, so the different parts or some characters here are blinking so that we can see the beauty of those activities or samples. May I just look for my copy? So if you have a file just like this one, if you have a file, and if I'm going to open it just like that, all you have to do, a TASM file, all you have to do is to copy paste them. So let's look for Hook. Okay, so I'm just going to copy paste it on our local DC. Go to TASM. Oops, go to TASM and then TASM folder and then paste it here. And then you just have to go to your application and then type TASM hook.asm, and then t-link hook by .obj and then hook. As you can see, it added other files here. A while ago, this was the only file for hook. Now we have different files. Now, a moment of truth. Let's check. Okay, so that is the output. That is now those are the characters that are blinking. Okay, it's the combination of characters blinking or not. So it's very beautiful. If you would like to do something like this, you just have to apply the different steps. Now, let us also check other examples. We also have Pikachu. There, Pikachu. Just put it here, paste it, and then also go to our activity or our application. All you have to do is to change the file name into Pikachu, and then ASM t-link. You can also type it if you like, Pikachu .obj and then Pikachu. Okay, so as you can see, the eyes are blinking. It's it's very beautiful. Okay, and then we can also put the Stitch. Okay, the Stitch. Let's see our output Stitch. All we have to do again is go to the application and then put or edit out. Just use your arrow keys and put Stitch ASM. Okay, and then t-link Stitch, enter, and then type Stitch. Here is Stitch. The eyes again are blinking, and lastly we have the cherry. We have the cherry. Okay, so let's just copy paste it. Okay, and then go to our application and type, or use your arrow keys, then put cherry, okay, and then T-link cherry, and then type cherry. So as you can see, the eyes are also blinking. So that is how those are the different samples that my students made before. And if you would like to have the same output, or if you would like to build other characters, you just have to follow the different steps that was being discussed on this video. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope you learned something today about TASM, and I hope you also share them to your classmates, to your friends, or to your students. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Make sure also to click the like button, and also if it's not if it's not too much, please subscribe to my channel for more videos or IT related or computer related tutorials. Thank you so much. Good day and God bless.